Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello. Oh, and the bird says hello too.
There you go.
Go, stud.
Stud. All right. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the live. And as you can see, we've got a few visitors that were sort of unexpected. Well, anyway.
One was like, oh,
Yeah, I messed up the timing of the stream this morning because I put in the title we're going to be 1 hour later. I actually scheduled it for 2 hours later, so I had to quickly fix that. So a few people may be popping in later. So, oh, we got 7. The count just doubled. So I'm sure people are getting their notifications out there now. I won't go through chat. We'll get straight into it. A few people have popped in there. We got Ice Queen there's. Sue's there, and we got who else? We got Gary, Wayne, Jeff, who's here in real life as well. Well, anyway,
Close enough.
James is there somewhere. A couple of Jameses are there. Wendy's there, and as you can see in our videos here, we have Jason, Moss, and Jeff. So. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us, Peter.
Yeah, Jason needs coffee. Can somebody send coffee to Jason? It's like Pisso's in the snow with his eyes at the moment. He just woken up.
There he goes. He's got some.
It's quite a surprise to me that he even made it here. He had to get up at 4:30 in the morning.
That I even made it.
Having an early night tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, Jason, I grabbed you in here as a backup because I wasn't too sure who was going to show up. And
you're the adopted one, Jeff.
So,
oh, well. Yeah. That's all right. I don't mind.
It's okay. It's okay. We won't ignore you now that you're here. Yeah, it's all good. All right. And Moss, you got all your Outlaw paints there have arrived. So
yes.
There you go.
Yeah. The only ones that aren't on the rack are the Australian ones because I've had to order new racks. Right. I've ordered another 2. What do you do? You know, this box arrived and I ended up, and I've sorted them in country order. And then what I did was write with a silver pen the number on the top. Because I use English mostly, I've actually written the actual lids what
sounds
they are.
like it's gibberish, but anyway.
Yeah, but English.
Do you eat eggs? Do you eat eggs?
Eggs.
Yeah.
Because
egg cartons are perfect little sizes for your bottles to sit in.
Wow, didn't think of that.
Yeah, when I was really on a tight budget, I was doing that.
Yeah,
but they sort of take up a bit extra space, so maybe not.
But I said, to be fair, when I bought the rack, because all this was Tamiya, all this here, the whole lot, if I can move my head, all that was all Tamiya. Yeah. And at the time, I thought to myself, I'll get the ones with the cutouts, so they'll fit Tamiya perfectly. And then I thought, well, what if I want a mixture and have a bit of Vallejo, a bit of Humbrol? And so I just got them as shelving. 3 year shelving, and I'm bloody glad I did because actually you can push the bottles in quite tight to each other and get them on a rack. I won't be able to fit these on anytime soon because they're just bloody massive. But I can see why. I can see why you would do it when you're doing a big ship. You would need either 3 or 4 bottles. So do it like this was a great idea, and I also love the glossy labels. The upgrade on the glossy labels, and also some of them have got the new lids. So this one, this one's the new lid. This one's the old lid. Because what I've been doing is when I open them up and I've had that little seals there, I'll just put a big dollop of super glue in there, then screw the lid on tight, and then hopefully then unscrew it and then it'll come out with it. And then because that's just.
But that new lid that sits in there, that's a great innovation.
Perfect. The new lids are absolutely perfect.
Good.
So, but if you've not tried Outlaw paint, you're gonna love it when you get it.
Yeah, for sure. I see, Jeff, you got a bit of rack space up behind you there. Did you make that rack?
That's nail polish racks. I bought them off of Amazon.
Mm.
So they're big enough they'll hold like the Mr. Surfacer bottles. I imagine they would hold the Outlaw paint bottles.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
But they were like, they come in like so long.
That's a Tamiya. That's Tamiya. That's a Tamiya.
Yeah.
This is why I've just made some sprue goo.
Mm-hmm.
So plenty of, and I'll just put it back on. That's Tamiya pot, and there you go. And that's so But I'm glad I didn't get them because you've got the little cutouts and there are like little gaps. So, but now you can push these together tight. So that's why I've done it. So you push the so you get more on a rack. Whether you got the ones with the cutouts, you're going to have a good 3 mil in between the 3 mil 20. That's 60 mil. That's 2 bottles of space you've lost. So I recommend that. But those nail polish ones, I did look into them.
Yeah.
But maybe it's something to look forward to when
and they make a lot of different sizes of them too. So you can measure your bottles and look for something that'll fit.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's good. So I want to show off some of my special paints that Jay sent me for my London bus build, which I'm starting on. And and to give you an example of the pigments here, check that out. This is the big 100 ml bottle. Look at the label on there. So we've got the London bus red made up there on the label. And you can see the pigment. Look at that.
Genuine London bus paint.
Look at that red, It's and then we just shake it up like that. There it is. Magic.
Yeah. When you first get them, the Outlaw paints, because mine's come all the way over across, I've got a little nail varnish shaker machine. And what I did was I've just gone through and given them all a really good shake and put them on now. So when I pull them off, all I got to do is that. And then bang. Yeah.
So no.
You did it.
Yeah.
The kids are watching this the other morning. Thank God.
So that's great. Yeah. So I've also got the interior roof color that is made up for me. So, and these are all very accurately done to the actual bus colors. So
I've been on, and I'm just going to say, I think Ravel's got the bus color wrong, the roof color wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been on a lot of red buses. I think it's grey. I don't think it's that color.
I've seen them both. Same with the interior colors. I've seen the interior green, bus green.
Yeah. Well, the London bus, they all changed them over, didn't they? Because they have a company called Dennis Eagle, who make a lot of the double deckers now in this country. And if you want to know the names of them, they've named them after things you can throw. So you've got the Dennis Javelin, you've got the Trident, so those are the sort of names that they've come up with, things you can throw. The Dennis, I think it's the Dart, Dennis Dart, so you throw a dart, and you also got the Dennis Arrow as well. So Arrow, Dart, Trident, which is the big one, the Trident 3-4 prong, and the Javelin. So so that's just a thing that they do. It's like they name the buses like that. So
at least they didn't call it a cricket ball because you pums can't throw.
Oh, he's waking up.
Hang on a minute. How many football?
The coffee's taking effect.
How many World Cups have we won?
Cricket World Cups.
No, football.
We're talking cricket. You don't throw a football.
Goalkeeper.
Wow.
Alexander Dennis. That's right. Alexander Dennis. No, it wasn't Alexander Dennis. Yeah, Dennis Eagle's the other company. But yeah, I've been on a lot of red buses, but I got a friend who deals in selling old buses as well, and I like to see how he thinks whether this model comes out.
Yeah, we don't have them here now. The only ones we have are those tour hop on, hop off bus. That's it. So.
Yeah. We've had all sorts of buses. We even have the legendary Bendy bus that didn't last very long either.
Yeah. And you had the best show on the bus.
My school bus was a Roadmaster double-decker.
Roadmaster, yeah.
What about the TV show on the buses?
on the
Yeah, I
bus.
remember that.
Olive,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Olive.
Yeah.
He used to eat pickled onions in bed.
That's
Yeah, I
cool.
got that right. Yeah, Dennis Alexander, not Dennis Eagle. Yeah, I got that. That's where I've got the wrong way round.
Mm.
But yeah,
Well, I've had a lot of people interested in my London bus build that I've got coming up, and I've decided to release the build part 1 early. I'm going to do that on tomorrow, even though I've still got the Tyrrell videos coming out for the Formula One car.
That's
I'm
all
going to
right.
start releasing it. Yeah, that'll be done, but it's another 3 more episodes of that for that to finish, and I don't want to wait that long. And as you can see up there, I've got bus parts. I got all the frames for all the seats. They're all, some of them are all done in the gloss black. I've got to chrome them. Making some progress, so I need to start getting the videos out. So I'll do that. And I also, for those who may have been watching the Aussie Modelers Live last week, all you bastards there that forced me to buy a model of another Revell model, you might see it there. I've now got the Revell fire engine.
Oh,
you'll love that kit.
So so I bought that, but all right, I got a good deal, free postage because it was over $150, and then Jason over there's sent me the paint for it, and of course he sent me all the thinners I need, a full variety of thinners,
That's not
Primers.
thinners, gloss, all the glosses I need.
Or your varnishes, or your coats, or your clear coats is what you want.
so is the London bus red different from the fire engine red?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's the way to describe it is the fire engines are like a dark red, and the London buses are like a happy red. When you see
a little more yellow.
The only way to describe it is if you see a London red bus behind you, you don't tend to move aside. But when you see a fire engine behind you, that kind of red, get the fuck out the way, red. That's what it is. That's a London bus, and they've got the weirdest of sirens now. Gone are the days of the old Nina. They goes like that. Is that little shock? Like, well, what's that? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Our emergency vehicles have a different sound too now. That it's somehow it's a directional sound. So you could have a paramedics or ambulance going one way down the road on the highway, because you're traveling the opposite direction, you won't hear it. The sound will only affect the vehicles in front. Probably people complaining about them at 2 o'clock in the morning in residential areas.
I lived on a road near a fire engine, and after 11 o'clock, he would just ring his bell. We had the sirens on to ring his bell. Ding, 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 ding. That was in the 80s and 90s, that was.
I remember
the Dalmatian dog sitting in the seat.
Early 70s. At the grandparents' place, lived a lot. Just down the road about 100 metres, was the fire station. And when that thing went off, wow. It was the old siren at the station. There was no bell, and then the truck had come out, but that thing had just waked the whole neighbourhood. It was great. I liked it during the day because you could run out and wait for the fire engine to come out, but that thing kicks off at 3 in the morning when you're a kid.
Yeah.
A
lot of the fire engines here are white or like a lime green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's not too many red ones anymore.
Because America's got huge fire engines.
It's like a zinc chromate, almost kind of a green color.
I was just going to say it's a very, very hash green, I would call it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Pache. Yeah. But it's Routemaster Red, Dan Usher. It's called on the bus. Routemaster Red. It's you could almost say that my toolbox is a Routemaster Red. You see that? My toolbox there. Hang on. God, there's one minute there. There. You know what I mean? There. That one there. That's right. I'll get it. That's like a Routemaster Red. Just ignore the overspray of the grey primer there that I did. Yeah.
Got my little display.
I've got to get one of them.
Oh, that's that little tool you were talking about, right?
So
It's like a mini Dremel for where you put all the attachments on.
Really
okay. So you charge it with a USB?
Yep.
I've seen those. Does they have quite a bit of power?
Oh yeah, and then you've got like
See, I'm reluctant because I'm on the Proxon. You see, I like the Proxons.
Yeah, little carbide bits.
Yep. And then you've got these
Yeah.
little sanding bits. Or polishing, sanding. So I've got 3 boxes of those. There's another bit over there somewhere, but
So while you're there, Jay, show us your model you're finally working on. Show everyone what you're working on. Something a bit different there.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I saw it, it was just a skeleton, but I think he's now added the boobs to it, and now he's got a bum. It's not working. It's not moving parts and everything.
There you go.
That's the after show. Right, there it is.
That's nice.
And
Subaru RC. Look at that. Yeah.
Very nice.
so everything's built on there, and I tested it last night. It works forward, backwards, left, right. And look at that.
Nice controller.
Chrome.
See, I don't like that. I like the good old-fashioned stick. Do you know what I mean? The old stick.
You know, you want to stick, you and your hands in a stick.
Got this thing here doing that. What's all that about again? All this again, isn't it?
When I was a kid, I actually had an RC car that the remote had a cable that went down to the car. You had to chase the car around, to steer it.
Control line. Yeah.
You couldn't just stand there and run it.
That's why kids are fat these days. They never experience the cable to the machine to chase it,
Well, actually, that is a highly tuned right wrist you've got there.
Hey, mine's for drinking, mate. That's why.
Drinking,
Drinking. I got it. Yeah.
I actually got a cramp in my thumb last night.
Yeah, I bet you did.
That's what happens when you're doing this, Pete, isn't it?
Airbrushing. No, airbrushing.
Using those and having a pleasurable time.
So you use your thumb, do you, Pete? You use your thumb?
Yeah, he does.
I'm trying to get out of the habit. Yeah,
I was going to say.
Never taught the proper way.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that about? When I use my airbrush, there you go. I got the new Ultra came this week. The new Ultra brush. Very impressed so far. New Ultra brush feels so nice in the hands. They've really done some really good design work on this new Ultra. So the only thing I don't like about it is for a beginner, right? They've given them a massive cup. That cup should be a hell of a lot smaller. They should have, for instance, even on my little fender. Look at it. Oh, if I take the cup off the fender a minute,
you're never going to fill something that big up.
It's too much.
Oh, you would be the Mardo, mate.
Yeah, it'd be a.
If we see the difference in the cup sizes. That's for my little fender. That's all you need. Because I've always said that when you got a cup that size, you will tend to fill it right up and waste a ton of paint.
What size needle's in that?
This was a 3.5 needle in this one. So it's a little bit.
It'll go through paint fairly fast.
Yeah.
But you'd have to paint something pretty big.
But my argument being is that you're aiming this brush at beginners. It's aimed at beginners because they've got this, on most you've got the little lock at the back, haven't you? Like on my Infinity, which is just over there getting cleaned. You have a little lock on the back. 1, 2, 3. What they've done, they've actually put it in the middle here. So if you look, you've got like a little notch, and as you turn it, it will say the word. That should say prime. So that's base. Sorry. So you've got that's right. So the first one is prime. If I can see in the camera, come on, turn it up. You see that there? That says prime. So it pulls back quite a way. Okay, and then you have base, which loses it a little bit. So you don't pull back so much. And then you got 3, 2, 1, and 1 is for when you want to get in close with a tiny bit of detail.
Right.
But what they don't tell you is that what I do is I run it between 12 and 15 psi.
Yeah.
If I'm priming, I go between 15 and 16 psi. But when I'm doing close-up work and I want really fine, I will put my pressure down to about 8 to 10.
Right.
I will adjust the end so I don't pull back so far. So, because that's one thing we never had this back in the day. We had to learn muscle memory on how far back.
Right.
The only thing I hate about airbrushes is that your finger is on top like this. I wish that the trigger was at the side slightly, so you pull back there. That would be the most comfortable way of airbrushing. When you're on top like this,
you're twisting yourself and
you're twisting your finger. So you're basically, as you're pulling back at a diagonal.
Right.
I just wish they designed an airbrush that was off to the side, so about there. That would be perfect, I think, because doing that, it does. You are pulling back at an angle slightly. If you had it at the side there, you'll have more control doing that than doing it on top. Just one of my things I've always said wrong with an airbrush. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, lovely, weighty handle to it, and it feels nice. It's a nice balance to it as well. But what's all this bollocks about using your thumb? I can't imagine using the thumb. Honestly, how do you peel a banana?
With my teeth.
We had to bring in teeth, didn't we? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's the brush I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Oh, it's a beautiful.
It's got 2 sizes cups.
Yeah.
And the stop.
I put a smaller cup on because I
do most of the time. Yeah. I was
But
spraying a clear coat a while ago, and I just put the bigger one on.
Yeah.
But for most work, I use the little cup.
Yeah. But the new Infinity looks really well designed. But I'm sod it if I'm going to pay £249 because it's been designed by a guy called Gibraltar, whatever he's called.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a better balance. They've got that little hook at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it for me. That it's they added an extra 80 quid to the top of it because it's his new design. I think what they should have done was just improve it and keep it around the £20 mark difference in price. But then again, I could recommend anyone to an Infinite Hardware Steam back. It would be the Evolution. If your first brush, the Ultra for price, but there's not a lot of difference between the Infinity and the Evolution apart from the stop, the needle stop at the back. I do miss my Evolution. It's a bloody good one.
Give me my water any day of the week.
I got an issue with iWater. It's that little nozzle that you've got to get a spanner to undo every time. I know people say there's some that don't have that, but that fucking spanner, I broke 2. I twisted it slightly, and you just hear it go, and that's it. Then you've snapped it, and I didn't like that. I'd rather it be full.
Airbrush. Patience.
Yeah, iWater.
I've had this.
The Eclipse. That's the one I just got recently.
I've got the other and the Neo, and I've got the other ones. But what's that? 7, 8 years old. And it's before I started all this stuff, it was getting used all the time. I haven't even put a needle in it.
Can I just ask, with that one there, can you change the cup size on it?
No. You just put less paint in it. You just put less paint in it, dickhead. I just like you would go, oh, I only need this much.
I'd just like to point out that I will put German engineering above Chinese, Japanese engineering every day of the week, and iWater is just.
Oh no, the Japanese don't do too bad.
So no, I electric wise, I would go Japanese. Car wise, I'll do that, but engineering, proper whole. I think German engineering is up there. But then again, electrics as well. You got your Bosch electrics and all that. They're pretty stunning. Your Siemens and all that.
And then you have to just say, hey, you lost the war.
You weren't more than one World Cup.
How good was that machinery then? Spitfire versus ME-109 versus
can I just say, I still believe if Hitler didn't fight Russia, he would have beaten us. But he was turned between two allies. He was split. The country was split, fighting the Western Front. I think if Russia wasn't involved and he'd become pally with Russia, I think we would have lost the war.
No, because the Spitfire was there.
I don't think so, mate.
No, one Spitfire would have taken. Could have won.
I really do think that if it wasn't for the fact he was fighting both fronts,
yeah,
and he concentrated on one,
splitting these resources,
he would have kicked their ass. He had to split his armies, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be.
Yeah. But anyways, and then and like I said at the time, America didn't even want to know. It wasn't until they had a bombing in their own backyard that they even entertained joining the war.
Mm-hmm.
After the bomb Pearl Harbor, it was that point then that they were in it for the long haul. But they lots to be said about war, isn't it? It's a funny old thing because when we went to the Falklands, America didn't want to know then, did they? So.
Well,
But,
the only thing war's good for is bringing out future model kits.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
We seem to be the best at destroying ourselves.
Yeah. It's a sad old time, mate. It's a sad old time.
We can't engineer stuff to help people's lives, but we can help to end them.
That's right. Then,
Anyway, so.
Anyways, back to Scalemodeling. That was Jason's fault. All right, we'll lay it on Jason. Him up there.
Tell us about Telford coming up. Somebody.
Can't wait for Telford. Can't wait.
You're going, aren't you?
I'm going on the Sunday because I've got gigs on Friday, gigs on Saturday. So I finish my gig about 1:00 in the morning, and I'll go get home, unpack the van, go straight to sleep, wake up at 6, then a 3-hour drive to get to Telford, go through those doors, and then smell the Outlaw paint. That's what I'm going to do. I really wish I could have joined James on the bench, and I would be there if I could. It's just unfortunate I didn't realise it was because this birthday party I'm doing on the Saturday, family friend. I would have, if I'd known that James was going to have a table at Telford, I wouldn't have taken the gig on. I would have gone up, but I would have loved to have gone up there with this airbrush, and sprayed Outlaw paint day in, day out there, because it is, and I've used Outlaw paint with this.
You did. I remember that, mate. Yeah.
This old 20 quid airbrush, and I've put it next to a paint job I did using my Infinity, and nobody could tell the difference if which airbrush was sprayed what. The paint is that good. I think it's the most forgiving paint. You can flood it and it will level when I flooded it just to play with it.
Try causing runs, but you can't. And if you've got a bigger cup on your airbrush, you don't have to throw it out. You tip it back in the bottle.
Yeah, that's true. It take long to get the Bearcats out.
There's the Bearcats, all done with Outlaw paint. So there's the 172, 148, and this Bearcat was done with. No, it wasn't this Bearcat. It was this Bearcat was done with the cheap airbrush. This one was done with the Infinity, and like I said, it's the finish on them is great, absolutely fantastic. So that's my Bearcats done all with Outlaw paint.
Yeah.
That yellow, if there's one color that impressed me more than any other color is the lemon yellow. It covers everything, and I mean it, and there's no fucking about with it. It just goes on, and that's it. You don't have to worry about any bleed through. It just covers. You put your powder coat on and then amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It's just I'm just looking forward to hearing everyone in the UK once they give it a go. All the words they'll be talking about, because we can say what we want. Yeah, it's great, does this, it's really good, but you've really got to just buy a bottle, spray it, pick your favorite color, and give it a go. You'll see.
I think it's really hard. It's in a way just sitting here, and it's great listening to it. But I get it's funny when people ring me, like in this country, but even you, Moss, you should see. I'm like, we make it. We've already seen it.
Well, I did that with the bag cut. I said, hey, look at that. Fucking look at that. No, I need it. Then he does his spiel. That took 80 spoons of paint, that did. I get the spiel. Yeah, I know that.
But you don't. You're not there. And I think it's been so far, like, and Pete and you guys are known back in the early days, where we were up in a 6x6 metre Colorbond steel shed up in the far of Queensland.
50-degree heat.
No air conditioning, 100% humidity, and
can I just do this a minute? That's the smallest violin playing when he's going on about.
Hang on. I found something for you. Ready? Surprise.
Oh, a minute. Let me get my lipstick out. There you go. Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You'd make a great surf lifesaver, mate. You know why? You know why?
Why?
You're good, mate. Get that rope through it.
So, hey, Jeff, you've had a go at the Outlaw, haven't you, paints?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't got my hands on any yet.
You
Okay.
I thought you had some, Jeff.
No.
That's what I said. Your cup, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Into a cup.
Okay.
Well, with dry paint in the bottom.
Oh, I haven't even got a cup or a T-shirt.
You got a cup, you wanker.
I haven't got a cup.
You got a cup as soon as I came out.
Did you get a cup?
The Aussie one.
I've got an Ice Queen cup. That's the only one. Yeah. No
And
cup.
Gary Hitler's just Hitler's just asked a really good question. Question for Jason: is there or will there be an RAF Gulf War paint in the range
Next year, mate?
next year?
Absolutely. We will be doing. We've got a timeline on what's getting made and what section. So because we just rounded up our first batch of military, basically nearly 180 odd colours in military. By next year, there'll be close on 400 military colours.
Wow.
I'd just like to point out that you've got to understand that Outlaw Paints is an Australian colour, so they're very biased towards the Australian Air Force. I've got loads of Australian paint, right?
You're a wanker. You fucking wanker.
Love the banter, mate.
Oh, mate, show some British labels.
Oh!
Show some British labels. Turn around.
Turn around.
And grab a British one. It'll be on the bottom shelf because it wouldn't have made it to the top.
No, actually, I will. If I do this to that, I think that's about right. And if I go to my settings and then go boom, boom, there you go.
There we go.
To the left, I've got all of me English colours, plus me glossy sea blues with my Moz logo on, just there.
Yeah.
Where that's how they was?
And then I've got the Germans to the left, because Herr Reich. So they're to the left. And then this side I've got me American. So American, and these are all American along here. And then I've got all the few Japanese ones there, and like the rusts and and all my blacks and everything.
Where's your Australian ones?
They're in a box collecting dust. So
it's funny.
This one's the old style label. That one there's the old style label.
Yeah.
But you can see, look at the pigment in that. Give them a shake. There you go. And then this is the new label there. There you go. New label's that one. So you can see there's a lot of a glossier label to it.
A little brighter.
Same one actually, aren't they? Using the same colour, light aircraft grey. This one's 101 mil. So they see the old and the new there. But yeah, that's how I've set it all up. RAF black is a beautiful looking black, by the way. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'll notice that the beauty about Outlaw paints is you'll notice that one is olive drab and that one is olive drab, but there was two types of olive drab in the military, wasn't there, Jason?
Yes.
So that's why you've got two types of olive drab here.
Look at your FS numbers.
OP 1 mil and OP 16 mil. But that's because you've got two types of olive. You have to work out which olive drab. But the beauty also is you've got the FS number on them. So FS 3487, 34087 on the left, or you've got the 14087. There's two types of olive drab, and he's giving you both types. So there's no arguing.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Oh no! It's all over my leg. I'm joking.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, well, there's just a slight orangey hue to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So that's how I've got it all set up at the moment, and I've just written the number.
Australian label. Look at that, Pete. Bring that up.
Bring that one up. Your Aussie
That's
label.
Australian label, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia, mate. Australia. This is not all of them, but that's a whole box of it.
Thanks, mate. I'll pay for the postage. Just send it.
Yeah.
Jump on your bike and go get them, Peter.
Oh, yeah. No.
They are on the boat, mate. They are on the boat. The actual,
go on.
The actual twice or three times now it's been going on. It's literally been at the Brisbane docks. It's been loaded onto a container, and then one or two other parties have pulled out of that container. So the whole ship, the container has been pulled, so it hasn't been sent.
Yeah.
And every time it's been loaded onto a boat, we get charged $320 and taken off.
Yeah, jeez. James reckons the Aussie label should be upside down. Yeah.
Oh, geez, Pete. They're going to think we're dickheads.
No.
Well, I do really feel, Jason, you need to put the actual name of the colour at the top of the label, not the bottom.
Mate, we're looking at that. There's a lot to do. Like, you look at how many colours.
Yeah, if you start it now, it won't matter for the rest of it. You got the name, the actual. Because when you put them in a rack, they get covered at the bottom.
Just buy a bigger room.
What if it was down the side? What if it was down the side?
That wouldn't work.
No?
Because you got the bottom and the top.
Yeah, you see, at the moment, I'm covering, when you've got the labels at the bottom. So, for instance, here, you've got your shadow rust, and this one will be at the bottom. See, it covers. But if it was on the top, you'll be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Anfield Road's right. The railway range, that's going to kick off Outlaw Paints in the UK. Because you have struggled, and as you're a railway guy, aren't you, Anfield? And that, you've been struggling for years to get decent. Most of it's enamel, and it's Humbrol enamel is what you guys use on your railways. Just imagine you have this in your hand with the exact British Rail colours, everything. You're going to be yeah, you're going to be very blessed, and that's what's going to kick off Outlaw Paint. In fact, I would put £1,000 down to anyone who says that Outlaw Paint will fail to a British Rail, because it won't. There's a guaranteed £10,000 even, because that's going to kick off Outlaw Paint. Is the rail range.
Okay, and that's going to happen next year.
No, the rail's already there.
Oh yeah, the rail's big here in Australia. That's where it all started with, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is that you've got to have, if you want Outlaw Paints, you need to get on spruebox.co.uk and get your pre-orders in.
Before it's gone.
Yeah, get your pre-orders in to James, and then you'll get them within about 2. What was it, 7 weeks to get here on the boat, Jason?
Yeah, about well, I think it's about 6 weeks actually.
6 weeks.
But it only took 3 days by plane.
Tim Borland, why not put the colour on top of the twist cap? Good shout. That was something I was going to suggest, was to spray the cap. When you get the paint, just spray the top of the cap.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But the only problem is it's in black.
Australian, by the way, Paul comes up with great ideas like we all did.
Hey, you haven't heard my latest idea though, have you? I think I'm going to revolutionise scale modelling with my idea.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Do you want to hear my idea?
I have heard that idea.
No,
this is my idea. My idea.
Copyrighted.
Everybody moans about masking sets not being in kits. They moan at Airfix, they moan at Revell, they moan at blah blah blah. There's a solution I think will work, and I've had it tested by a few friends. Right, decals or decals. Think about it. You get your masking sheet. It's a bit of tape. You're trying to get it in position, right? Put it in, pull it off, put it on, put it off. Then you get it right. Then you push it down. Fair enough. Takes a long time to mask up a canopy. Why don't scale model manufacturers get the decal sheet and then print the decals just black to the shape of the parts of the canopy that need to be blanked off before you spray them up? And they'll be easy, because we've done it already. If you think about it, you are going to be putting decals on top of smooth glass. Okay, smooth glass. Because they're wet, you can manipulate them into position. When they're dry, you then spray them up. And then what you then do is then use a bit of water, take the decals off, you're left with the paint job. Easy peasy. So why we've not done it before, I don't know. But I've written an email to Airfix and told Dale my idea as well. I've had the lads who are on Airfix and Chill try it out with decals as well. They've cut decals to fit, wet them, put them on the glass, then they sprayed it up. You get no bleed because the decal is you don't need any decal fix or anything, or decal solution, because you're actually putting the decal on with water onto a smooth surface. So because you can print the decal so accurately now, that why bother with tape? You can use a decal. So when they tell me that the decals cost by sheet, not by how many decals are on a sheet, by the size of the sheet. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone by having decals that you put in water, wet them, put them in position on your canopy, then you spray the canopy up, and then remove the decals after with a bit of water or whatever you need, and jobs are good. And there's no bleed through either, because the decal is using water, it will just stick close. I think that is the future for masking up canopies. I spoke to Beacon Models on my live show on Monday, told him about my idea, and he said, we're going to investigate that because we think that's great. You imagine when you do a civilian jet, Boeing 787, all those little windows. Imagine you put a decal sheet, pulling off them and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they'll just stick on. Then you can spray the thing up with your white paint, whatever. The only thing you got to do then is wet the decals after, and then peel them off. It's the perfect solution to masking up canopies.
Yeah.
Shaker. I think you can get those generic ones. Hang on, Paul, James.
Yeah, I think that'll work. That's good.
But I've got this bugger, which I've just
Waste of time.
I love it. And you also sit on it.
Yeah. Suppose you got it off your wife.
No, I won't go there. Sorry.
Why has the wife got it in the? Why has the wife got it in the bedroom again?
That's to avoid disappointment.
To avoid disappointment, yeah. But no, that's my idea about why don't they put masking sets on the decal sheet?
Just might take off.
Jeff, you've got the coolest beard, mate. Seriously.
Yeah.
You and Brett from High Altitude, mate. There's beards. I'm going to make a copy.
Is it High Altitude that's getting your painting? Is it on its way there now? Have they got it?
Yeah,
already?
mate, it's on a boat.
It's on a boat, is it?
Finally, is on the boat.
Mm.
So moving forward in the future with it, we'll be probably getting our own container to go over there, because if you've got to rely on sharing container with others and somebody falls out, then it doesn't go on that boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they charge you for taking it off. Huh?
Yeah, never thought of that. That's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, so they actually you've already been charged to put it on the boat, but because the dockyards have to take it out of the container, they've got to go back on.
Have you ever thought about manufacturing anywhere else in the world?
Yeah, my back garden, I've already got the sheds for it. When Jason's ready, I'm going to manufacture it. And I'm going to license it and call it Moz's Paint. Moslaw Paint, I'm going to call it.
I'll get the copy.
Tim Borland, get your own boat, Jace. No, he'll be the amount he's going to sell. He's going to get his own plane and bring it over himself.
Oh,
Yeah. So it looks like you got a lot of people there saying that's a great idea for my decal solution for masking canopies.
Yeah.
I've never thought about putting decals on and painting over.
No. I had a couple of friends who's had, where Sully did one with, he's doing a Westland, the Sea King, Western Sea King, and he found a decal sheet that had a big piece, a black piece. So he cut a square out of this decal, wet it, put it onto the glass, and he said because the smoothness of the glass, the decal just sat straight on, a little bit of movement to get it in the groove, and then he sprayed it all across, and then waited for it to dry, and then he said I basically just got a little bit of water, and then just peeled off, and there was no bleed through underneath, so. It's I'm just people talk about masking sets for that. This one I bought for the Zero, that was a $5, that one was, but it was an arso to get all of them on. It's a real pain in the ass, and I thought if this was a decal sheet, you would just position them where they're wet, and then all of a sudden, bang! They would once you spray it, you just peel them off like a normal masking tape. But the ease of putting them on, because it's using the water,
right?
Manipulate them into position. It's better than peeling them off, making sure you get into the glue. So,
you can get them on there and then move them around.
Yeah, because if every decal moves around on a film of water, doesn't it?
Right.
And how I got the idea was that when I sprayed up one of my planes, I only gave it one coat of matte to seal it all in, but the decal never attached itself to the plane properly. So what I did is I moved it, my thumb caught the decal, and the decal fell off and left this perfect round circle.
I was just wondering about that for painting too. If you're painting insignias or something, I don't know if it would work over a painted surface or not.
Yeah. And then obviously it will, because you paint on top of decals anyway, don't you? When you seal it with And I didn't only gave it one coat of matte. I like coat just to see the way. But for some reason the decal slipped off, and I was left with this perfect round where the matte finish had been. I thought, well, why can't we use this on a canopy? Or even better, there's nothing worse than getting your glass work on a 144 scale jet, doing every single window with tape. It's an absolute bastard of a job. I used to get what's it called, masco, and then just paint each window.
Liquid stuff.
But that could be a bit of a thing, because sometimes you peel off the masco and you're taking off the paint around the edge of the window. So if you do it this way, I think that's it just worked. Sounds a great idea, but what about compound curves where the current masks the outside lines and use the liquid mask for center? Yeah, you could do that. I found that because they're so thin, decals, they manipulate to the area anyway. So when you put them down, they will manipulate. So
Jason.
Great idea.
Windscreens. On cars. Well, with Moss's idea, but that's one I'm thinking about doing eventually.
Yeah.
But I'll detail that. I was going to use, I've got all that snow that I got that I won in the auction for Models for Heroes. Doing a diorama with, I'll put some rally tyres on. This has got slick tyres on it. But putting LEDs in the headlights, the spotlights, and doing but when going through pine trees with snow and everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With a black background and black top, so when you look at it, you can just flick the switch, and it's just going to sit there and look like it's going in the night rally stage. But turn it off, and it just look good sitting there during the day.
Yeah,
like build the high snow drifts, the banks, and that sort of stuff on it. So, yeah. But with Moss's idea, like all windscreens in there. In their car kits.
Yeah.
They've got a few, like Jaguars, which are the greatest car
ever. A Jag.
The Jag, mate. The Jag, because they're good for golf clubs, and I've got them. Can't use them, but I've got them.
Yeah.
But just so you know, I have shared an email to Airfix. Dale's looking into it because he think, and see why there's never been done before. There must be a reason why it's not been done before. Did nobody not think of it? Because it just sounds that way. But I think if they print out decals and they can get them perfect, you can then just move it and go. So, have you done that Lancaster yet?
Wow, fuck off, Moss. Tim, thank you for the question, mate. I've done little bits and pieces, mate.
Show us.
Oh,
I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, you lie.
No, fuck you.
He opened the box.
He opened the box.
It's undercoated. It's primed.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. If you leave it a bit longer, the rust effect will look good.
Yeah.
So, thank you for your question, Tim. Well, I have started it. Mightn't be continuing on it for the moment, but I did start it. So shut up, your ass, boss.
Got up the banter, mate. When he rings me, I'm working away like in my little cave doing me bits on eBay. He'll ring me up and he'll give me some abuse.
Yeah, well,
the day's perfect after that, and the day's perfect after that.
Yep. Yeah, but again, Dan, thank you very much for your concerned question, mate, and really appreciate it. Moss.
I'll get that lipstick out again. Probably
you look like you're comfortable wearing it.
It could be a stupid idea. I don't know. What I've seen, what people have done with decals, old decal sheets, cut them and put them on, and then just sprayed it. I can send you pictures, mate. It was really good to see the lads. It gave me some verification of there could be some legwork, and if a masking, I've heard that masking sets for around 55 pence to a manufacturer.
Yeah.
But what put it on the decal sheet, and it'll be an easier to, more user friendly, especially in starter sets, that they use a decal to manipulate them into position. So we shall see. We shall see if it comes to fruition. But I've also said that if anybody does it, it's my idea. I want 5p for every
Hey, anybody that's on here that's watched, I know Paul's. I actually did 2 YouTube episodes this week, and I'd like to thank everybody that turned up and said welcome back and that to me. That was really great. I don't comment on yours, Jeff, because I just get amazed at what you do, mate. I just go, wow. Because, I mean, at the start we all did it, but it's just like, when I'm watching you, I'm watching a real modeler. When I'm Mosh Moss. Sorry, Mosh. We're live. Sorry, mate.
Did I tell you that SMS paints are pretty good too?
Yeah. Hey, mate, everybody's got their own opinions, but yours is accounted. And having listened to it, but and like with Pete, I don't comment on Pete, so I'll sit and watch Pete's episodes on his builds, and I just go, yeah, that's great. I do when I get time to watch other people and get amazed. I'll put in, wow, that's amazing. But
as long as I get a thumbs up
between like people that we know, like mates and friends,
it's hard. Find enough time. Yeah.
You just sound. Me, I just want to call up. If I could call and say, "Hey, that's just bloody brilliant." You just want to tell somebody to their face, and
he does.
Every year, YouTube send me a message saying, "How can we improve YouTube?" And do you know what I say? And that every time, I say, "I would like the subscribers that I've rang the bell for go into a separate watch later playlist." So when I get notified, I don't have to say watch later. I would like all the people I subscribe to with the bell on go own playlist. So
right. That'd be real handy.
Yeah, well, most evenings I'm at the workbench, and I just have YouTube videos in the background. And every so often I look up and something impresses me, I'll comment. But the people that always get a like from me, if I've watched it, they always get a like.
Yeah, I give a like. Always give a like.
Okay.
I noticed a new feature that's just recently come out, and I'm going to do this on my next series. Is you can schedule your video like you normally do, but then there's an option below that to schedule for your subscribers.
No, for your members. For your members.
But is that the same as subscribers?
No. Members are totally different to subscribers.
Because I thought it was it'll go public to everybody, but your subscribers you can show at different times.
No, it's your members. So if they pay because like this is the problem with YouTube. They've used the word subscribe.
Yeah.
Now the problem is that what they should have had is followers that follow you and want to watch your content, and subscribers are really the members. When you talk about subscribe, you think of a monetary value to something.
Right.
You subscribe to Netflix, you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you subscribe to YouTube Premium. So they've got it backwards. So what they do, they say you subscribe to a channel, and sometimes people won't subscribe because they think it's going to cost money. That's the point. You just want to be a follower. So basically you got your subscribers, but now you have channel members, which click join. And what we normally do is that I will always set my videos to unlisted, and then I will send a post out to just the channel members saying you could have a preview of my video now. And then once that's done, say for 2 days, we would then set them for premiere later on. But what it will do then, when you set it to premiere, it then puts them to private so nobody can see them. That's the problem. Now you've got the option of setting it for your members and then putting it on and then releasing it live to the world, say 24 hours later. So
that's what confused me, because I never saw that option before. And when they said the word members, I thought they were referring to just your subscribers. And I thought,
different.
That'd be good. But then why am I even seeing that? I don't have paying members at this point. So why should I even have that option show there? You know?
I don't know. I think they've just rolled it out.
Because I'd be happy to have my subscribers see the video a few hours earlier than the general public, because they are subscribing.
Because I've seen a couple of videos recently, people moaning about adverts being on their videos, and as a creator, I think it's poor form that people use ad blocks to get rid of the adverts. See, the real system should be, if somebody becomes a channel member, they should be able to watch my videos without seeing adverts. That will be the best way around it. But YouTube would be to be a premium. That's what they want. They want people to be YouTube premiums. That's what it is. So they don't see. But you got to remember that us creators have been given a privilege. We are able to put our content onto YouTube free of charge. And as creators, we then, through YouTube being generous to us, receive up to 45% of the revenue that's made from adverts. So if you put an ad blocker on YouTube, you are basically stopping the creator gaining any sort of funds to continue making their channel better. So when I hear people go on about adverts, I'm a YouTube premium guy. I pay me £12 a month. And the reason I did that was that if you actually look at the statistics, if you are a YouTube premium person and you watch 7 videos that month, the revenue from that premium will go to those 7 creators. That means that the creator will get more value out of you being a YouTube premium user than they do from getting advertising revenue. From every 1,000 you get £1 or 50p or whatever it is.
I was wondering about that.
So what about
if any of that money went to the creators?
If you actually look you can actually do the maths. If you actually look, the cut you get, it tells you a video's earned £4, and it will say £1.20 has come from YouTube premium members. So, it's I understand that YouTube have taken the piss with the adverts, but I always select skippable ads, which is a bit of a detriment to me, because I don't get as much money as you do if you were watching the full 2 minutes of the ad. But I make sure that I click skippable, so that after 5 seconds you can then skip that ad if you want.
That's right.
The problem with the adverts is not necessarily the fact you've got to watch 2 minutes. It's the actual quality of the ads. You don't want to be sat there for 3 minutes from a guy telling you how to make £1,000 a day from selling shit on Amazon. If they had adverts like proper TV commercials, like tea, coffee, dairy milk, M&S, John Lewis, Airfix adverts, you'll be happy to watch them. But when you've got some scammer trying to sell you a course to make your penis grow 5 inches, you're like, I don't want that. I want to skip that. So
how can you watch that ad? Are you on?
Oh yeah, I edited it. I edited the ad. The close up was mine when it went to that was a close up of mine. But you understand what I'm saying? The problem with the ads are that they're shockingly shite. But I haven't seen an advert on YouTube now for 3 years, because I'm a YouTube premium and I pay £12 a month for that privilege. But I also know that £12 will be shared equally amongst the people I've watched the videos on. So, but the idea of saying, I put an ad blocker on, that's quite selfish, because all of us creators are on here and we get very little money from that. We rely on basically affiliate links and stuff like that. But the little bit of money that we do get, why, you're enjoying our content, surely then there must be some sort of recompense
Right.
for us, to do that. So when people go on about adverts, I'm like, no, that's not right. I think it's right that YouTubers
How do
stop in the
advertisers getting anything out of this if they can't show their ads because they're premium members?
Oh, there's other people that the adverts go the other way. Why do you think? See, the thing is, you got to remember, YouTube would love to not have adverts.
Right.
If YouTube was a Netflix,
I heard YouTube are more an advertising company than anything else.
well, it's Google, isn't it? But my point being is that
if everybody was premium, they wouldn't need any ads.
they wouldn't need the adverts because there's no adverts on Netflix.
They're making more money from the premium memberships than the adverts.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why this is interesting. Why is Amazon $100 a year? Because what they needed, they wanted to be $1 billion company. Amazon Prime, this is. They wanted their vision was 100 million Amazon Prime users, and at $100 a year, that would make Amazon Prime $1 billion company. That's the idea. Netflix is the same. They want, they are now because because they've got 300 million people subscribed and stuff like that. So you can see the pattern forming, and they don't have adverts on.
That's right, thank God.
So that's the argument I have, and I get why people hate adverts, because the adverts mean nothing to 98% of people that watch YouTube.
But it can get expensive if you've got to start subscribing to everything to avoid the adverts. If you've got YouTube or Net and the rest, it's going to be quite
you cut your cost accordingly. It's like we have Netflix, right? We have Netflix, and I have YouTube Premium. Okay, so that comes to Amazon Prime is £79 a year, and the YouTube is 12, and the Netflix is about 10. But we don't have a TV license because we don't watch any live telly. We don't watch iPlayer. But I reckon that 60% of the things I watch while I'm scale modeling, while I'm doing stuff, is YouTube. So were you willing to spend £130 a month for your Sky TV when you're only actually watching it for the football on a Saturday afternoon?
Right.
You'd be better off cutting Sky out, going to the pub to watch your football, and then spending that money on YouTube Premium. It's a debate to have, but advertising on YouTube is that's good stuff. But advertising on YouTube is what keeps the oils. It keeps the cogs oiled.
Right.
Because, like I said, you got to look at it from a creator. We are being we can freely put our content on YouTube free of charge. VMO, all the other ones charge money.
Right.
To put
Talking
stuff
about
up.
advertising, this is a great medical thing.
Yeah.
See
right.
the nice finger there? Oh, actually.
You glue it back together?
Well, I use, how you got the little brass ring when you got your earth cables and you're screwing that in.
Right.
Well, I had the wire down here with the brass ring here, and I was trying to take the shielding off it, and it went rip, and it caught. The shielding stayed on, and the ring went straight through that. That deep. So I grabbed the thing up like that, and I just got the icky sticker and put it on. It stung like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
you put that bottle up again so I can have a look. Thick CA. I thought it was a bottle of your IQ.
No, mate. Hang on. Whoop. Everybody pause.
There you go. When I had knee replacement surgery, the sutures, they didn't stitch my knees up. They glued them together. Yeah, I got scars like this long on my knees, and there wasn't a stitch in one of them. All glued back together.
Yeah.
Hey, Moss, mate, have you guys got Aldi over there?
Aldi?
Aldi, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, mate, I hear in the UK there's a special offer that they're only today on personalities. Piss off and get one.
Wait! hang on. Oh, you're so great.
I'm glad you recognise that, mate. I'm glad you recognise it.
Oh,
We got to take the piss because otherwise the world's too serious.
it is.
I see you got 28 watching and 28 thumbs up, Peter.
Oh, well done.
Yes, it's been all right. Had a few more.
Imagine a scale modelling channel that became woke. Oh my god! Imagine that. I identify as a Mr. Smith 109.
Yeah, it's a weird world. Yeah, strange.
Wow. Well,
all right. Well, I'm gonna end it shortly. We'll leave it on a high note. All these compliments everybody's receiving.
We've only been on here an hour, another 40
yeah,
minutes.
what are you doing, Pete? I got up at 4:45 in the freaking morning for you.
Oh, yeah. Poor thing. Yeah, I get up at 3 every morning.
On morning sex.
Yeah.
With myself.
I was going to say, how is Pam?
I got up about 4 o'clock this morning.
Magic hands.
That's what our super glue was for, ready for the morning.
Yeah, get some traction.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Like and subscribe, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah. That's it. Like and subscribe. And also go over to Outlaw, Jason's channel as well, and Moss's and Jeff's, as usual.
Thank you.
You're all part of that anyway. So, and
when are you next free on a Monday, Pete?
Yeah, see, that was a rare one I got on yours because it was a public holiday here and I got on. It was a day off. So, yeah, probably.
Well, next time you're off, you're always welcome on, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And I'll be sticking with the same time format for this now. We'll be running a little bit later to keep because all the time zones changed everywhere in the US as well, didn't it?
Well, we went back an hour. 5th of November, we change.
Okay. We went back an hour. We got an extra hour in bed, didn't we, on Sunday? We got an extra hour in bed on Sunday, which was good.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Everybody say goodbye. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
I'll do this again next week, and who knows, we might come on. All right, man. My phone.
We'll get invited now, Jason, because of you.
Jingle.
See you guys later.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.